forward to today's Trade Along Live session. It's all part of the Trade Along Live Trading Academy. You can find us at TradeAlongTradingAcademy.com is the website. Trade Along Trading Academy is the website. We're here on a daily basis. We have presented two opportunities for traders in a modern format, which is the Zoom format, and we appreciate you being here. We're looking to do 2, 3, 4, 5 trades during the morning session in the Trade Along Live segment here. This is an intensive segment that lasts between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. The body of the trading is done between 9:30 and 11:30. If you come at the end of today's session and you don't know what's going on, you need help, you're new to trading, you're just not getting it done, you want to know where to start, where to finish, you want to know the setups, you want to know where to enter a trade, price, where to defend your trade, price, the concept of setting up a trade. Whatever you need, we have it in our Trading Academy. Trading Academy is an opportunity to be mentored and taught by Sal Shaul, who is a veteran trader for the last 25 years or so. He is currently actively scalping. He has spent many moons on the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago as an independent trader. He is a active scalper based on his trading methodology. It's a price action trading methodology. And he is here on a daily basis, trading his own account at risk. And he is also here to help you bridge the gap from where you are, new trader, experienced trader, in the development of what we call consistent profitability. Now, we do that every day. This session is live every day, and it brings in traders from around the globe that are interested in one thing: banking their money for the day and interacting with a trader that has been doing this for 25 years or so, that can answer their questions or your questions as the trading morning goes ahead and after, based on Saul's private Zoom class time, which is his mentoring session that you can be a part of. So the website is TradeAlongTradingAcademy.com. You go to the website, you review it, you pick which way you want to go. You can pick our intensive morning session, which this is. We have guests coming in, welcome guests. We have current students that are part of Saul's mentoring, or mentorees, if you will, coming in today. And we have individuals that are looking to really figure out the best way for them to be the best trader they can be based on their daily trading opportunity. They've set up a business or they set up an account, and they are looking for somebody to help them that has experience, that's currently trading and at risk, has been up against what I think is the best traders in the world, the traders on the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago, the CME. And he is here on a daily basis trading his own account and helping give a leg up and an opportunity to traders that really want to buckle down and learn consistent profitability. That's what we do every day. So we open up a modern version of the ability for people to trade along from an educational point of view during the intensive, which is receiving great accolades, and we appreciate it. The concept of being interactive with charts during the live market, the ability to communicate based on voice and chat. Now, in Saul's course and his mentoring work, so we broke it down into a couple pieces. We have the subscription. So we have guests coming in, so welcome guests. We have subscribers here, and they have paid for the right to be here on a daily basis and interact with Saul based on the morning session. They receive, as part of the deliverables from an educational point of view, his proprietary scalping levels. Starts out with a pivot, so he's going to give you a pivot this morning out in audio, and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot that he calls levels and zones as a discipline and a roadmap for this morning's trade. So he is here trading based on that roadmap. He's adjusting based on market conditions against that roadmap. And he's looking to come out the other end based on his roadmap. And now, from an educational point of view, your roadmap out of the morning session with a profit in his pocket, and come back and again do it tomorrow. That's the Trade Along Live intensive session, which you're in now as either a subscriber or a guest. And we ask guests to move over to the subscriber. It's very straightforward. And you can do that by going to our website, which is tradealongtradingacademy.com. Now, I put that into the area here for everybody. Let's see if I've got it there. That's out to everybody in chat, so make sure you sign up. Now, we also have a bundle. Okay, now this is important because I'm going to be exiting. The bundle is Saul's mentoring and access to the Trade Along Live session, where you can trade here, go into private session with Saul, and figure out how to trade better, what you need to do better, what you need to do based on the action of price against Saul's levels, his pivot, and the other levels on top and bottom of that pivot that he calls support and resistance. So anyway, so I want to be in the background. That's what you got to do, Bob. Saul stepping in. I'll be back.
Good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me all right? All right, let's give you our levels for this morning. Our pivot this morning is 47.03. 47.03, resistance above at 10, 18, 24, and 30. Support below at 97, 91, 84, 77. Pivot 03, support 97, 91, 84, 77, resistance at 10, 18, 24, and 30. We are welcome. Those of you who are just joining us here for the first time, we are trading mini S&Ps, trying to find opportunities to scalp the market using the levels we gave out in addition to price action opportunities that occur. The combination of both gives us our setups for the day. We are looking for about 4 to 5 trades on average during any course of the day, and with about a 2 to 3 point stop and profit target. And depending on how many contracts you trade and how you enter and exit, you could probably squeeze a little bit more out of some of these trades if you choose to do so. So we are trading here every day, looking for opportunities to scalp, looking for support and resistance areas that the market might present itself with us for, and then try to take advantage of those opportunities when they are there. We like to tell everybody that we want patience in finding these areas and finding the trades. We don't like to just trade the market because the markets are clipping around and moving around on a platform, and you think you have to feel that you have to get involved. We'd rather wait for good opportunities, and that's what we try to do here on an everyday basis. And like I said, we like to average about 4 or 5 trades a day. We also focus on the morning hours. First couple hours of the day give us good opportunities. The ebbs and flows, the different gyrations in the market seem to work our way in the morning better than they do later in the afternoon, as the dynamics change. The volatility and the volume is less, and people can. It's just a different trade in the late afternoon, especially if there's no news coming out and the market just kind of gravitates. And you never know if news does come out, it's going to be running one way, probably only due to the fact that it's very light volume at those times. So you have to be on your toes, always being prepared and keeping your stops in place. We always talk about that, especially to the upside as we're inching up here on all-time highs. So you never know when these markets are going to extend and for what reason. And so consequently, we have to keep our stops in place. So welcome some of the new folks that are here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat box area. I have that window up. And if you look at the chat box area, you will find the levels that we gave out written for you. And that way you can just keep them there, kind of use them. That's what we use as a guide to the day. Like I said, they are there to help with keeping us focused and looking for areas of inflection that we feel the market might give us an opportunity to trade. All right. That's where we're at. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box area. Like I said, gladly answer any questions on anything we do here. Welcome to some of the new folks that are here for the first time. We're here on an everyday basis, looking for opportunities to trade the market. And sometimes they are plentiful opportunities, and sometimes we have to exhort a tremendous amount of patience and wait for the opportunities there for us instead of just trading. But hey, this is trading. This is what happens on an everyday basis. This is not your desk job that people get to, go in, work certain hours and leave and get paid. Nowadays, though, that might be a thing of the past. Seems like nobody wants to work. I mean, it's just amazing. I don't know, just confused as to how my Starbucks is closed most of the time these days when I can't get it. When I want to just get a coffee, and every time I go there, it's closed. It's like goofy. I don't understand. And they have good benefits, I think. So I don't know. What can I tell you? Right? I mean, is it like only a problem in Chicago or what? Because I mean, it's like it's insane. I've never seen, and they do give good benefits. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. But it's happening. Is that happening in New York too? Oh man,
New York
crazy.
is all crazy, so who knows?
Oh, I bet you have your big mug of decaf, right? Decaf latte, double whipped with a shot of God knows what.
I've been drinking lately is Celsius. I don't know if Celsius is popular anywhere else, but Celsius is like very high caffeinated drink. It's like a Red Bull, but like 3 Red Bulls.
And you need that? I mean,
I listen.
Doesn't sound like you need it. No. I think you should take a couple.
No, I already had it.
That's the problem.
I couldn't decide. The train missed the station. I kept going. I was just like 9:28. I'm like, here we go. The train missed the station.
Now we know why. Maybe take a couple of those less a day. Things might be a little bit easier on everybody. All right. Well, anyway, so that's where we're at. And so you never know when some news is going to affect the market and create some volatility. And that's why we tell you to keep your stops in place. So we're inching our way up here. We got resistance up here at the 10 area. It goes all the way really up to 12-ish, anywhere in between 10, 11, 12 in that area right there, and see what it wants to do. But again, keep your stops in place. And you just never know when these things decide to stop. Especially new highs, you can't guess. With the levels that we give up there are levels that we got from maybe some Fibonacci's, some trend lines, and some other work that we do. But so above the resistance, and if we can repeat, if you look at the chat box, we're going to show the levels again. And there they are. The resistances at 10, 18, 24, and 30. And support on the downside at 97, 91, 84, at 77. And again, like I said, those are there for a guide for the day. We don't, nothing's etched in stone. This is trading. You're trading futures contracts here. So anything could happen at any moment. That I can tell you from experience. Just never trading futures contracts here. Market, so we always keep our stops in place. And that way you're always ready for the next opportunity when it presents itself. And I found that's even more useful when you're trading electronically here on the screen at home. Sometimes on the floor, I didn't have too many choices as to what my trades were going to be next, as I was just standing there and just trading next to the broker. But here you have choices. You can say no, or you could cancel, or you could say, wait, I'll wait for the next opportunity because I don't like the way the market's trading this way. And so you have choices here. We won't how you make those choices is what we try to teach you in our education course. And that's what we try to help you with is making choices as to when to get in, when to get out, how to get in, how to get out. Uh, understanding your risk tolerance and how to deal with that as well to maximize your risk tolerance. So how to figure out these levels, how to figure out price action opportunities. I'd rather be talking about trading than talking about anything else. So unfortunately, the market is just you can see there's very very tight range. You get a little bit the opening starts and you get a little volatility, and then all of a sudden they pull the plug. Yes, I am. Because it's nice here. The weather, it's like 65 degrees here. It's what is it, November something, and it's 65 degrees in Chicago. I mean, you have to take advantage of that. And the only problem is that it gets dark really soon. That's the only problem. So, I mean, 4:30 yesterday, 5 o'clock yesterday, quarter to is like dark. 65. That's nice. All right. Anybody have any questions, any comments about what we do? You can please put it in the chat box there. I have that window up. I'll be able to answer them for you. And welcome some of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps, looking for those opportunities to scalp the market. And if you look at the chat box, you'll see the levels. All right, we're just kind of range bound here now. Got back down to that 97 area and popped back up. Like I said, it's a lot riskier. Doesn't mean that if you took another opportunity at it, it wasn't going to work. It just means it's a lot riskier. It could easily have gone through. The third time down there is definitely not the charm. That's for sure. So I would say, maybe you took a bite of the apple second time to it, but I wouldn't do it anymore. Again, the risk tolerances that we talk about is any concepts and ideas that we talk about is based on the individual's risk. Like I said, not everybody trades the same way. Everybody trades differently. I've been around a lot of great traders, and I can honestly tell you I can't do some of the things that they did. And they probably look at me and say, "You're an idiot. What the hell are you doing?" But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to find a methodology that's is suitable to your risk tolerances and can trade it according to your amount of risk that you're willing to take, and so that you can maximize that profit potential. As far as the charts are concerned, from right to left, we have a 5-minute bond chart, and 5 minutes meaning each bar represents the movement in price in a 5-minute increment. The second, in the middle chart, is a 1 hour bar, 1 hour chart, a 1 hour bar, which also indicates the movement in the market in a 1 hour period. And both of those concepts are used to give us opportunities to find price action opportunities, because we use technical analysis to find our opportunities to trade. And the same concepts that we talk about as far as teaching you here how to find those areas in this market could probably be used in other markets as well. So if you are trading FX, or if you are trading oil or gold or whatever, you could use some of the same concepts we have here and use them in other markets as well. So, and then the chart on the left is a 5 minute bond chart. And so, a couple of reasons I like the bond chart up there. One is because maybe it gives us an opportunity, gives us some indication of what's going on in our markets. Sometimes not, and that's all dependent on the situation at a given moment in time. And but really, I traded in the bond market for a long time, so I feel like I do understand it a little bit, and so I'm trying to keep it up there to keep my mind very sharp with what's happening in the bond market. What are the creaks when I talk about? You mean the background noise? I don't know what that is, honestly. Omega. I know. Uh, I'm not familiar with it, so I don't want to. I have no idea what that means. So, I mean, I'm sure there is some kind of concept or something out there with technical analysis with Omega and other stuff that I probably don't even know about, right? But well, at least here we actually uh, stick with the stuff that I can explain, right? And I'm sure there's a lot more stuff out there because of the computers these days and what work they can do, and you have these algorithms that are out there going nuts, coming up with these different trading concepts that they want to, you know, throw into a market because they think they can figure it out. We are hands on, right? We are actually, um, we are actually trading what's in front of us. We try to take our hints and opportunities based on market movement real time versus like any kind of indicator, which is more of a lagger. So, and if we focus in on that enough and we try to, understand what's happening in front of us, because this trading is very difficult. Excuse me. It's very tough. And if you throw if you throw a whole bunch of uh, concepts and ideas at somebody at any given moment, there's not what can you focus in on? Excuse me for a second. All right, so yeah, so there's if you throw too many things at you at one time and you can't really focus in on a couple things, then you can get lost. At least that's what I mean. That's stuff that we do here. So we keep it simple. It's not too complicated. It's just being able to figure out the uh, uh, opportunities, recognition of the trade, and once you figure out the opportunities to execute the trade, and the execution part is based on your risk tolerance, and recognition of the trade is based on the work and the homework and understanding the methodology that you're being taught, whether it's mine or somebody else's. So that's what we do here on an everyday basis. We keep it very simple here. All right, like I said, we're not going to touch that 97 again, third time down there. As you can see here, we're selling through. Our next support level will be down at the 91 area. That's our next support level that we have. So now we're just market is kind of drifting down here a little bit. Thought maybe they were going to rally, but they didn't. And again, you had a trailing stop if you're trying to stay long, so in either situation, you got to keep your stops in place. So no matter what trade you put on, and for whatever reason you put on a trade, again, we focus in on you have to have reasons to trade. That's very important. Not having a reason to just getting in because you see the market going one way and you feel like you should enter the market because it's going one way is not a good reason to trade. But we try to give you multiple reasons during the course of a day, multiple reasons during the course of any trading situation to look for. And you have to find those reasons, those concepts and ideas, the recognition of those trades that suit you as a trader and your risk tolerance. And just because a setup is there doesn't mean that you have to take it, right? It's not necessarily. I mean, there were trades that that some traders took that I would never have taken because it's just not the way I trade. And I had, just because I show you a trade doesn't mean that you have to take the trade. You have to find those trades that are that fit your risk tolerance and your. First of all, you got to be able to find them, understand and how the market creates them, and then once you find them, then you have to decide whether that's a good trade for you. And then once you do that, then you can take the trade, and then how you manage the trade once you get in it. All of these are part of trading that maybe people don't understand. I don't know, but it's not just as easy as clicking on a clicker on a screen here, but it could be. I mean, the 97 was when we first got down there because it just happened so fast. So some of those happen once in a while that you don't have to work so hard, that it actually gives you a quick opportunity, and you can get definitely 3-4 points out of it. Right. I mean, that does happen once in a while, like the 97, and you don't have to think about it too much. But sometimes you have to work it, and sometimes the market doesn't give you the same reaction that you're looking for. And you have to decide, how am I going to work this? Am I going to get out? Am I going to change my stop? Are I going to maybe scratch the trade? So again, everybody trades differently. I keep saying that. And you have to be comfortable with what you're doing and how you're trading. And as long as you're making money, that's the most important thing. All right. So again, as you can see, I like questions. I like to answer them. I do answer them. I have no problem answering them for you. Kind of gets quiet here when there's not much going on. The market kind of just is drifting a little lower. If you maybe wanted to get short, maybe you could have found a reason there to get short. Well, again, the different ideas of the different concepts, setups creates the trade, right? So that's what we are doing here. We're trying to trying to let the market with its technical, where it stops and where it starts again with the 5-minute bars and the hourly bars, creates the trades that you're looking for, creates the setups. So once you understand what you're looking for, that's what we do in our education course with our methodology that we teach. The market sets it up so that it creates those opportunities. So the technical analysis creates the opportunities for you to find those trades. Are there any ideal setups, characteristics of an ideal setup? Again, like I said, a setup could be ideal for you, but not for somebody else, because people look at markets differently. I can talk to somebody, talk to another trader, or talk to you, or talk to somebody else here, and ask them and tell them the same concepts and idea that I would take myself, or maybe show somebody else to take. Let's put it this way: if I showed the same concepts and idea to 100 people, 33 of them would make money on the trade, 33 of them would lose money, and 33 of them would probably scratch the trade. That means break even on the trade. And I would have said the same thing. And they all took it in differently, and they all thought about it in their own minds and heads, and they traded it the way they traded it. So the characteristics is based on each individual's risk tolerance and how they handle it and how they recognize it. So it's a very tough question because everybody here has different ways of trading, right? Nobody trades here the same way. And everybody looks at markets differently. Everybody gets into trade differently, right? If you're trading a one lot, that's different than you were trading a two lot or a 10 lot, or maybe you trade a maximum of 15 and you scale in. So somebody who got filled at 7.5 when we went down there is not going to get filled at 97. So again, the characteristics are dependent on the ones that you as an individual trader can recognize and take advantage of, because you've seen it happen over and over again, and you understand it and you know how it works, and you feel comfortable in getting in and out of it. I mean, we can honestly tell you that a couple of our traders here have favorite trades. Doesn't mean that somebody else knows about it, but doesn't mean that. And he's tried to trade the same trade that the other individual's taken, and he can't do it as well. So it's one ideal trade for somebody, and another person's like, I just can't do it like he did do it. And so it's fine. You got to find the ones that you're comfortable with. All right, we're drifting down here a little bit. They got support down at the 91 area. That's our next level of support that we have. We're up here on the highs. This ain't profit taking. Profit taking is going down 1 or 2%. This is nothing. This is just bouncing around in an area. We're still in the same range that we were most of the night, so not really. It's just quiet trade. You need something to make the market for profit taking. This is pretty much holding its own, even though it's still up on the day on top of it all. So ain't no profit taking here. You gotta look at the bigger picture. You're looking at it from 07 down here to 97, but the bigger picture, this ain't profit taking. It's just the little ebbs and flows of the day trading. All right, let's see here. Guess I missed any numbers that were coming out here at 9 o'clock. That went by the wayside. Actually, there is no numbers here at 9 o'clock. But guess who's talking at 9:30? Yes, Jeremy Powell is talking at 9:30. So we got a Fed. The big Fed chief is talking at 9:30 in about 23 minutes or 22 minutes or so. So who knows what he's going to say? That could create some volatility. So you have to be a little bit careful. And then there's another Fed talk occur at 11 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, there's a 3-year note auction. And then at what is that? About 1 o'clock, another Fed speaker is talking, but not Powell. Powell's talking in about 22 minutes here, in 20 minutes. So be a little bit careful when he's going to be yakking away. You never know what he's going to say. So this is how crazy the markets are. Tesla is down 6.5% to $1,100. Okay. Anyway, after Elon Musk on Twitter took a poll asking if he should sell 10% of his stake in the electric car company before the tumble, a tenth of his wealth would have been $21 billion. Okay. That's 10% of his wealth. Even for the world's richest person. Much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance, Musk wrote in his Twitter, adding that he would abide by the results of the poll, whichever way it goes. So what happened? 58% of his 3.5 million voters backed the move, putting Musk on the hook to follow through on his pledge. However, many expressed the concern that such a sale would hurt the stock, especially after a new high of $1,200. It reached last week, 43% surge in October. That's going to hurt him a lot. Last month, Musk slammed the Democratic proposal to tax billionaires' annualized unrealized capital gains, saying that eventually they run out of money and of people's money and they have to come to you. All right. Meanwhile, the current top tax rate for long-term capital gains is 23.8%, but Congress has already considered raising it. Many have additionally pointed out that Musk would have anyways needed to sell millions of shares this quarter due to the looming tax payment of around $15 billion. He was awarded Tesla options in 2012 as part of a compensation plan, and CNBC noted that it could have been a reason for the sale. So he's just paying taxes. That's what he needs. $15 billion tax bill. He's good though. He's really good. Well, he's smart. Not taking anything away from him, right? But he's also a good salesman. Today, the United States is finally lifting pandemic travel restrictions that have barred many international visitors from visiting America. The measures were first instituted by the Trump administration in March of 2020 to limit the spread of COVID-19, but were later upheld by President Biden to include more than 30 countries like Brazil, South Africa, UK, and much of Europe. The reopening of borders comes with a set of new rules, but is being looked upon as aiding in the economic recovery. International visitors will have to show proof of vaccination by a jab approved by the FDA or listed by the World Health Organization, including Pfizer, Moderna, JJ, AstraZeneca, and two others I've never heard of. The United States will require proof of negative COVID testing from within the last 3 days. Rapid, antigen, or PCR are both acceptable. They're doing that already. A friend of mine went overseas and he had to do all that stuff. And going into another country, I guess it's different. Airlines are celebrating the news. UAL is expected says it expects 50% more international inbound passengers on Monday from the week earlier when it carried 20,000 people. Delta anticipated a strong demand over the next few weeks, while American forecasts international capacity for November and December to be more than double that of a year ago. All right. Way to go. Getting some. The world maybe is getting out of this mess. I don't know. A oral treatment to fight COVID-19 has been sought after since the start of the pandemic, and Merck announced it would seek the U.S. authorization for its pill in October, while Pfizer jumped on board the train on Friday. The company, which already has one of the most popular COVID vaccines in its arsenal, disclosed strong clinical results for its anti-COVID pill, sending the stock up 11%, pressuring early-stage developers of rival therapies. So now we're going to have a pill to take care of everything. That's a beautiful thing. It's about time. It's only been 2 years, but these guys are good. All right, so we got Powell gonna be talking here at the bottom of the hour. So you never know what he's gonna say. So keep that in mind, and we'll see what happens from that. And if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. When do you know to recognize a trade? Well, again, there are all kinds of trades going on. There's some price action opportunities that are occurring also while even though I don't talk about them more often. We did have some of our traders probably sold the even area when it came back up there for a reason, and it did rotate down. So the recognition of those trades all depends on what risk tolerance you want to take. And then again, if in our education course, we show a lot of opportunities, a lot of trades that are out there, and you have to determine whether you are do you want to take that trade? Do you not want to take that trade? Is it something that you've taken in the past? Is it something that you like to trade? And those things come with a little bit of time and practice. We show you the trade, and then you have to make that determination whether you want to take the trade or not. So um, once obviously, if you've taken we in our education course, we show you how those trades are developing, why they would work, what to look for, and then you have to let the market create itself, let the market get to that area, and then you've seen it work before, you understand why we would have that area, and then you can decide whether you want to get long or short based on the trade that you were looking at. So again, like I said, everybody's got different risk tolerances. Just because I show you a trade doesn't mean you take it. But they're out there. I mean, they're definitely out there. I mean, it's slow today, so we had one rotation down to our level there at 97, and then we inched back down there a little bit, just a little while ago. I thought maybe we're going to get back down to 91, but then it stopped. Now, if it stays below if we get above O2, we might go and retest the highs based on the work that we do. So it's coming in. This is right now is called a no trade zone. Okay, because you could easily rotate to the highs, or it could easily come back down to the lows. You'd be guessing here. And right now, we're in this area here where it doesn't know what it wants to do, and so really, this is where we like to stay out. It gets above O2, maybe O4, I would say. We get above O4, which is above our pivot as well, we might make a push up to the 10 area. But we can easily drift back down and hang back down and do nothing. So this is a area right now where I would not be doing anything because the market really could rally if we get above the 04, but if we don't, then it could slump back down, or it could just kind of stay here in the middle, do nothing. And this is where patience comes into play and understanding that you have to wait for the opportunities. We might be expecting some rotation here when Paul starts talking here and at the bottom of the hour. And then you have to understand the risk involved when there's going to be some news that's going to hit the market. How do you trade that versus other levels? Maybe you trade the levels and with more contracts. Maybe when the Fed comes out, or you know that there's going to be something that is affecting the market, you trade less or you don't trade at all. Again, all of that stuff's dependent on your risk tolerance. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box area. You can see I'm, got no problem answering questions. How close to Forex is this? Good question. I would honestly tell you that you could probably take the same concepts and ideas and kind of manipulate them with the Forex market. Maybe you have to tweak them a little bit. As an honest answer, I will tell you I don't know because I don't have the Forex charts up here. But I will tell you that this is straightforward technical analysis that works in, and I know works in the oil market because my friend used to sit next to me, and we used to trade the oil together and had the same concepts and ideas, and they worked there too. We had to find the ones that work more specifically for that market. But you will find some that do work better with the Forex, and maybe they work better with Forex versus they work not so much here with S&Ps. But overall, the concepts and ideas are there, and you have to be able to find the ones that work well with that market or any other market for that matter. You can use the same concepts and ideas for the grain market, the meat market, lumber, FX, gold. I mean, basically, we're doing some technical analysis, so the ideas and concepts are going to be the same. It's just a matter of finding the trades that market in particular likes to use. And sometimes I know for sure that the oil market, traded more momentum trades than they do support and resist. Sometimes though, the support, depending on volatility and how busy they are that day, but they like momentum trades. Sometimes you can get some nice trades off of that. So we not only do we have, we fade the support and resistance areas, or also have momentum trades that do occur. But we wait for the market to set those up, and I know that those markets worked well using momentum trades. So every market's got a little bit, different characteristics and different things that they trade off of, and you have to focus in on that to help you. Use the same concepts and ideas in that market. Here, we're focused in on one because we understand what works for us, and those are the things that we try to focus in on. We don't have too many markets up there because I think if you spread yourself too thin, you can't focus in on trying to make money. You're just focusing on trading opportunities. It's sometimes much easier to try to focus in on one, wait for the opportunities. Today we don't have that many, but we do average about 4 to 5 trades a day. We can have like 5 trades in a half an hour sometimes because the markets are moving around. But today, not so much so. So it's a matter of being patient, understanding the concepts and ideas and making sure you transpose them to other markets as well. All right, like I said, it's got to get above the '04 area for them to uh, uh, for us maybe to get a little bit bullish on it. Right now, it could be just kind of hanging here, trading sideways, or you never know what it's going to do. So patience is important. We do have Powell that's going to be talking here in about 5 minutes. So I don't know if he's going to say anything that's going to move the market. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's going to be talking, and it's going to create some more volatility in the market. And if you are more risk averse and you are concerned about that, then maybe you should just kind of hang and just wait till after he does his stuff. What are the key levels? If you scroll up on the chat, you will see the levels that we gave out this morning, and those are there they are. Okay, thank you. Didn't know you were still here. There they are. Those are the key levels that we're going to use as a guide to the day. And like I said, we can tweak those, add to them, subtract from them, adjust them. Then we look at the price action once the market, uh, you know, starts trading. And now we're turning a little bit bullish on the market. If you want to try to stay long, you can stay long as the market stays above the 97. Yeah, 97. If we stay above 97 right now, with the price action right now, it looks like we might rotate higher. But if we definitely get above '04, we'll push higher. So 97 would be your stop if you're looking for, if you're trying to get long here. But our focus now is to be long a little bit here, or at least to just keep you on the long side, because the dynamics have changed here over the last few minutes. But the unknown is obviously Powell here, who's going to be talking now in the next about bottom of the hour. It's about a minute or so. So how he puts out his speech, or if they're going to put out his bullet points from his speech or not, I don't know. But he's going to be saying something. So again, we don't like to trade FOMC Fed stuff, and he is Fed stuff. He is the Fed. So I would definitely be mindful of that here coming into this last minute before he says anything, and anything could happen when he starts talking. So we will keep that in mind. And they do give speeches every now and then, so you just never know. We'll never know what he's going to say. All right, so he's going to be talking right now. Again, don't know if he's going to say anything or do anything. I've been talking about price action all morning. Everything that I've been saying or talking about has been related to price. Technical analysis, the work about looking for opportunities to get long or short, those are all price action opportunities. And part of the, as far as trend lines are concerned, uh, part of the technical analysis work that anybody would do would be trend lines, and sometimes they work really well. But how to use them is again, what we try to focus in on as well in our education course as well. But yeah, I've been talking about price all day. All right, so we've bounced off here. We said we get below 97. You don't want to be long. It gets right down to 97 and change and pop right back up here. If you wanted a very tight stop, you had it. And it could have got long. Again, if you're talking about price action, that is one thing that I just said. That if we get below 97, you want to be out of any longs, but we didn't get below 97 and we're popping back up here. So uh, that is what I'm talking about when we talk about price action. I've been talking about price action all morning. How to interpret the movement in the markets, whatever market could be, and then how to react to it in your trading, how to enter trades. So it gave you a very tight stop if you wanted to get long. Gave you an out below 97, and then again, there was a little nice little trade there if you wanted to buy 98s and maybe sell 2 point stop below 96. But All right. So again, this was an example of price action right there. The blue band is a Bollinger Band, and if I guess there's any indicator that we use as a Bollinger Band, we found a way to incorporate the blue band into our analysis a little bit that works very well with equities. All right, you can see here it's getting a little bit choppy. This is like I said, going back to what I said earlier about this is like the no trade zone. But if you did get long against the 97 area, you did okay. And now we're just coming back in here. Now I've got no feel for now. There's no not bullish anymore in the market. I'm kind of neutral again. So again, we had if you had wanted to get in with a tight stop, we said below 97 out of any longs. We did not get down there. We didn't get below it, and then we popped right back up. So if you had an entry point anywhere in there that you wanted to get in and with a 2 point stop, you maybe got in at 98 and had a 96 stop and got a nice little rotation off of that, or even if you got in below that. Either way, you should have done okay with that trade. And now we're just, they're trying to decipher what they want to trade off of Powell's comments here, which are happening in the background. So right now we are flat and really have no opinion right now, no one way or the other. Sure. Can we repeat the levels again? There they are. Thanks again. What is an order book? The order book is the orders that are in place in the order and the ladder ticket. Do you have a ladder? Are you trading? Do you trade at all, FX or anything like that? If you're trading, then the order book is basically the ladder ticket, the ladder, the platform that you're using. You see the prices and the bids, the prices, and there's bids and offers up and down the order book, or up and down the ladder ticket, the platform at different prices, and that's the order book. If you're trading and you have orders in place, that would become an order book for you. Uh, Block or book? Block. Order block. I don't know what an order block is. Never heard of it. Probably you mean book, I would think. That's why I started answering that. Then I saw you wrote block. I don't know what an order block is. Never heard of that one. No, I get it. Totally get it. So everybody, if you're going to be trading, you need a platform with a brokerage house, and the platform is basically the place where you enter trades and exit trades um, and put your stops in place. And the order book is basically the platform that shows you the volume at each price, in addition to um, the orders, how many orders are in the at each price, buying and selling. So this is a good if you've never done this before and you're interested in doing trading, it's a good place to be. That's all I can say, especially for a new person because you're not don't have all the bad concepts and ideas that you have had or some traders get when they've been trading for a while, i.e., me. So you are going to follow the rules and do the things that make money without having that other stuff in your head playing with you. So that's all I can say. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, the market again, like I said, definitely in a no trade zone. I think they wanted to try to get it going up a little bit, and I said we have to go above '04. We never got above '04, and now we're just kind of coming back down here. Now I'm flat. We said that earlier. And then there is Powell is talking, so he could be creating some volatility. We still have support down at the 91, but if Powell talking in the background is creating you, getting you nervous, then don't trade. But we're definitely don't have no opinion here. Um, we had one a little bit ago, and look what happens. It changed. That's what happens. Opinions change. But as a trader, you should be willing to change your opinion because if you get stubborn, that's when you tend to get yourself in trouble. Don't want to be stubborn. That's true. That's been a problem for a lot of traders. By the way, you're not the only one. People do get stubborn with their positions, and sometimes they just feel like market's going to go my way. I just have to be patient. And a lot of times it will go their way when they can't take the pain anymore and they get out. All right, we've come down here to our 91 area, and we talked about uh, waiting for that area to get triggered, and it has. That's our next support level here. So we're trading this little area here right now. Getting a nice rotation here against our 91 area. All right, nice rotation there, giving us our 2 points against our 91 area. Again, being a little bit patient and waiting for the opportunities to present themselves. Created this nice little buying opportunity here against our level of support that we had that we gave out early this morning. Nice little rotation there against the 91. All right, nice little pop back here. Again, kind of did the same thing we did at the 97 area. I think it got down to 91 and a half. Well, actually got a quarter out and then pop back up. So hopefully we're able to be patient, wait, and take advantage of the move uh, off of that level. So we just on using our levels alone, if you didn't take any price action opportunities, there have been 2 trades this morning. Like I said, we like to average about 4 to 5 trades a day. And we focus more on the morning hours to give us our opportunities because the market movements are solid during those times for us. Get a good ebbs and flows those during those first couple hours in the morning. Then the rest of the day could be slow depending on what's happening that day or not. Hmm, that's a good question, Chad. If you're risk averse, you stay away from it. If you want to take a little bit of a shot at it, then take a little bit of a shot at it with a small amount of your smallest unit. So instead of 2 or 3, maybe just doing it with one. I mean, you just the 91 was all I didn't. The 91 helped that we had that the settlement price out underneath it, so it's like a backup. But again, the way it's trading, I mean, I could see it, but just keep it at a small number. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If you look at the chat box area, you will find the levels we gave out this morning, which includes the 91 area and the 97 area. Both of those worked very nicely on the upside. Our next resistance area is not up till 10. All right, coming back up here to our blue band, see how you want to trade that. Again, just make sure you keep your stop in place. Nice rotation there against our 91 area. If you are starting to stay long, this is where you want to get out. Okay, if you're trading the blue band, see what it wants to do up here. Keep your stop in place. Try to rotate here against our blue band a little bit. All right, maybe if you did take the trade, you're getting a nice little payout here. A nice little quiet trade to just to top off the day. Can't complain today, right? You had to be patient, wait, but if you were, you got paid off. And again, nothing wrong with taking a little bit of money off the table and waiting for tomorrow, because that's what we do here. Because a little bit of money every day adds up to a lot. At least that's what I think. I hope. again, that like I said earlier, that's an individualized thing more than anything else. Each point on an S&P is $50. And so we're trying to get 2 points on each trade. So we're trying to get $100 on each trade. Now, if you trade one lot, you're making $100. If you trade a 10 lot, you're making 1,000. And you're making a 20 lot, obviously you're doing 2,000. That's on a 2 point rotation on a one lot. So, you know, that it's an open-ended question as to how much we're trying to take 2 points on our trades minimally. You could definitely taken a little bit more than 2 points on your trades off of the two levels that we had this morning. If you were able to get in at the top end of the range, again, if you're scaling in and you trade multiple contracts, I mean, everybody, like I keep saying, everybody trades a little bit differently. So those are the everybody has different parameters. So consequently, that all depends on what we're trading. If you are just trading from our levels, if you were able to take more than 2 points on the trades, which you took no heat on these trades today, you were able to make some good, maybe took a little bit more than 2 or 3 points on the trades. If you traded our blue band up here and sold our blue band, you're making a nice rotation off of that. So it all depends on how people get in and how people get out and how many contracts you trade. And so that is that's an individualized question, and I can't answer it for you straight up because everybody here trades a little bit differently with different sides. You have to find the ones that you have to find the area that makes you comfortable trading. But you get the point, though. It's we're trying to get 2 points on the trades, which is $100 per one contract. And if you trade multiple contracts, then you're obviously going to make more money. But then again, if you trade less and we're wrong, you're going to lose less. So all depends what you're comfortable doing. All right, nice trade against our blue band. Those of you, I give you plenty of warning on that one to take it. You had plenty of chances to get in on that one. And I did not give you the first blue band rotation, but I definitely talked about this one. So you had a good ample opportunity to get in and trade it and stick with it because it really took no heat on it. So it's a nice trade. Next level of support we have is down at we kind of got triggered on 91. If you're risk averse, then you're going to look at the 84 area as the next support level. That's what you're looking at next. So our blue band is very, very friendly to us, especially to Mark. He says he's going to the beach with his sunglasses on. Maybe you can borrow Brad's. Oh, I'm sure you have a couple of your own, but maybe you can give a couple to Brad. All right, as you can see, things have quieted down quite a bit here. So patience is important. I had a nice rotation there off of the blue band. Now, if we get above 01, we could pop back up a little bit, but still, we have to get above 04 for it to rotate to the highs there at 10. Take care there, Philip. Have a good one. All right, we're just kind of bouncing around here a little bit. Patience is important. We got our parameters on the upside, got our parameters on the downside. And right now, kind of no trade zone that we talk about where we have to be patient. We had Powell talking here at 9:30. It's 10 o'clock now. So he's, whatever I don't know if there's a Q&A or what, but maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. But we have our parameters on the upside. We got it as long as we stay above 01. And then if we get above 01, definitely want to be out of any shorts. If we get above 04, we'll look for a push up to our first resistance area there at 10. Downside support, probably looking at the 84 area. So we are definitely in this little range here, which we like to call the no trade zone. So patience is important, and waiting for opportunities is important. You too there, Mark. I get back here in a bit.
Hey, a quick shout out and a couple of programming notes. If you are part of Saul's Trade Along Live session, the morning session, as a subscriber, that's great. Thank you. If you're coming as a guest and you'd like to be a subscriber, I'll send out the link. Takes you right to the website. You can review the options. I like the bundled option, which includes Saul's mentoring, where you go into a private Zoom room. You have the opportunity to learn from him directly based on where you're in your trading, where you'd like to go, whether you're new or experienced. And then you come in here on a daily basis during this intensive, which is this Trade Along Live session, which is its own subscription. So when you bundle it, you get the best of both worlds. You can also subscribe right to this service. You can be here on a daily basis, receive Saul's levels and zones, go through the morning session with him. We start here at 9 a.m., go to 12 noon. The intense part, or the focus part, is the 9:30 to 11:30 zone. If you come to the end of the morning session, the intensive session, and you haven't banked your money for the day, let us know, and we can help you out based on tweaking and tuning up your trading and Saul's mentoring. So we are a full service Trade Along Live Trading Academy. Our website is tradealongtradingacademy.com, tradealongtradingacademy.com. To come into this session as a guest, and if you have somebody that you'd like to invite in, you can send them to this link, which is a separate link, tradealonglive.com, tradealonglive.com. So we're here every day, hammering it out, looking to bank a profit. And if you'd like to be part of it, let us know. It's an educational service only. Everything we do here is for educational purposes only. Nothing is to be taken as direct trading or investment advice. This is a live action opportunity to learn based on the reality of the trade, the reality of price change, and the opportunity to be part of that when it comes to doing what we're doing on a daily basis. Hey, Don, how are you doing? I'll be glad to. And Don, if you want, if you just, I think I have your phone number. Why don't you just post it into panelists only, and I'll give you a ring up on my cell phone, which might be easier since I'm getting ready to skedaddle for a little bit and then come back. You know, it's interesting. This morning session has become very popular. The Trade Along Live session. We appreciate it, and thank you for referring people. And we've got individuals that are signed up for both, which is the bundle, which we also appreciate. Hey, Vimal, how you doing? Anupam, how are you? Hey, David R. Dean, hey, Dean, how are you? I haven't seen you in a couple days. Diane, how you making out? Hey, Don, Edward, Frank, Jay, Joel, Julio, how are you doing? Nice to see you. LG, Newtan. Hey, Ozbek, how are you? Ozbek, how's the trading going? I know you were pumping us up in some of the other venues you're part of out there. Appreciate it. If you can do that, that'd be great. I think we have one or a couple out there right now. Hey, Flock, how are you? Ron, Ronald, Roop, Sandy, let me know what decision you made. Timothy, Wayne, Yee, how are you? So check out the website. Pick what you'd like to do. It's up to you to do it. We don't want you to get exited and banned from our service. So make sure you make your selection. Join us on a daily basis. Go to the website, alongtradingacademy.com. Go through the service area. Pick the bundle if you want to have the mentoring included in your access here to the morning session, Trade Along live session. If you want to just do the Trade Along live session, that's great. Just make sure you're subscribed. Pick what you'd like to do. If you take it for a month, that's great. It rolls over. If you take it for 6 months, you get a month free. You can do pay the whole opportunity for a year to work with Saul, which is the trading mentoring, in a private Zoom class and the access to the Trade Along live session. Or you could do the payment plan, which is you pay down a certain amount and then you pay monthly, and it's a minimum of a year, which is great. And then you can extend longer just by paying the same rate. Just continue to let it go. And you're part of this concept of being able to really focus on banking your money and working that out. Hey, Osbeck, that's right. It's interesting. We found that the website gave us an opportunity. We like to drive everybody in here that is interested in developing consistent profitability in their trading, whether they're new or experienced. But the idea of putting together a website that gives people a choice on what they're looking for, and then the opportunity to be part of Saul's world when it comes to his mentoring, and the ability to bring people in that are part of his mentoring into a private Zoom classroom where they can work with live charts and interact with him. He can get to know them. And then they come in here, or get to know you, right? And they come in here during the Trade Along live session as a proving ground and an access point to Saul as they are applying their newfound trading skills that they're learning and honing in his private session, his mentoring session. And we also have traders that have a skill set already. They're looking for better information, better levels equal better trades in the dynamics of the Trade Along live session, which is the morning session from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Right now it's 11:13 a.m. Based on the clock change. And we are here slugging it out. If you haven't made your money coming into the 11:30 time frame here, reach out, get help. There's no reason why you should be not banking your money on a consistent basis, and we're here to help. So take advantage of it. It's pretty clear stuff. I mean, there is a way to trade, there's a way not to trade. There's professional gambling, and there's people that just gamble. So we like the concept of developing professional traders when it comes to their trading skill and being able to go to the market in the mornings during the morning session and hammer out profits and do it in a way that is consistent, but also with a plan. Plan what to do, how to do it, why to do it, and what not to do, which I think is really important. What should you not be doing versus what you should be doing, and then the practicing of what you should be doing to get it to be your own. You should be able to join Saul in his private class based on his services, and you should be learning price action or adding it to your arsenal, and you should be learning how to set Saul's proprietary scalping levels, and then applying that craft during the Trade Along live session. Be critiqued based on that set of business and get better at it and better at it and better at it until it becomes second nature. And I call it an art form. It's interesting. You're really here to understand the basics, apply those basics, and then it's an art form. And the art form is taught, and the art form becomes second nature. And that's the beauty of what happens here on a daily basis. So anyway, so that's me trying to help you from where you are, where you'd like to be, but you have to take action. Your action is going to the website and picking which way you'd like to go and joining us. One of the things that has come up from time to time is the opportunity in trading. It's a pretty big business. You know, the concept of being able to have a trading account, have risk capital in that trading account, be able to do business based on a business, which is you as the trading talent, executing your craft for your business. You're also the owner of your business. And if you decide that the individual you're looking at in the mirror is not quite up to the job yet, send them for training or send them for training. And you have the opportunity to do that training here. So don't be shy. Step up and let's get you moving in the right direction. I'll be in the background if anybody has any questions. Don't hesitate to ask. Osbeck, I'll ring you up in a couple minutes. We'll go through it. Just do me a solid, though. Can you, and I'll send this out to you, can you review the website? I think I sent it out so everybody, but I'll send it out to you directly. And that way it will give you a leg up on what we're talking about so that you can join the family. And I would suggest the bundle where you get the best of both worlds. You get the mentoring part and you receive the access to the Trade Along Live session. So why don't you do that now, and then I'll follow up with you. It's a nice group of people in there. And Saul has been doing great. And I think that it would really help. I mean, I don't know any other way to say that. It would really help. So I will be in the background. I'll be working with a few people here that are transitioning from the Trade Along Live session. In other words, if you're paying as a subscriber to the Trade Along Live session and you would like to upgrade to add the mentoring in based on the bundle, then I would be happy to do that for you. And we work that out on a personal, person-to-person scenario. If you are a subscriber, would like to be a subscriber, you know, a guest, a subscriber, just go to the website, click on it, process it, and I'll make sure that you're all set up and ready to go. If you decide to take the bundle, which includes the mentoring opportunity, now remember, it lasts a year. So what's interesting to me is that the relationship based on the concept here is to be able to work with Saul over a significant period of time. As you are bending to the concepts of consistent profitability. I mean, that's a really interesting point. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. Trading is an evolved skill, and it takes time for you to adjust, whether you're a new trader, experienced trader, into the concept of key proprietary scalping levels, or the levels when you make them your own. What happens at those levels and zones, and the ability to understand price movement as it relates to those levels and zones, and then be able to capitalize on that based on short trades, fade trades, momentum trades, long trades. And as you are trading, you have the ability to be tweaked based on those entries, exits, and stops. Where do you place a trade? Price. Like, I guess, overall, the market is coming into, the trade action is coming into a level or zone. What are the steps you need to address based on that action of price as it relates to those levels and zones? You, quite frankly, should have an idea of why you're going into that trade, what to expect out of that trade, and then the mechanics of the trade as it relates to what's happening based on price change in and around that level of zone. So fade trade, short trade, momentum long trade. What am I looking for based on the exit strategy here? I'm looking for a minimum trading profit, generally on Sol's strategy, 2 points plus, and those bands could change a little bit based on the volatility of the market, the momentum and follow through. These are all the things that are taught and then reinforced based on the relationship with Sol, based on going into that private session with him and saying, hey, I did this and I did that, and this is what was happening. And here's the key. Listen closely. Sol is trading the same methodology. Sol is, quite frankly, thinking about the areas and zones that he has laid out. So when he answers your question, he may have been in that trade. He may have done well on the trade. He may have struggled on that trade. And when you are experiencing the same thing, you have somebody to bounce it off of to get better. Think about that. You've got an individual that's in it because the strategy, the concept of laying out levels right around the cash open, and then the validity of those levels based on the action of price and price movement in and around those levels. And now you have somebody to ask the question to that has experience in and around that level. Now you get an answer and you're adjusted and tweaked based on that answer so you can do it better the next time. And you start to gather these little bits of information against the reality of the trade that makes you a better trader. And that's enormously helpful to you. And it's actually helpful for Sol, because as he is fielding questions and interacting, because a lot that goes on here, both publicly and privately. Publicly, as you hear his voice, my voice, then you also have the behind the scenes relationships that happen and develop with Sol. The idea that you are in private session with him, being mentored, and now he knows your personality. He knows where you are, where you'd like to be. And that's part of the dynamic of having an individual work with you and teach you on that kind of personal level. So my point is that as you look to develop the art form and looking for consistent profitability, you have somebody that is working with you on it and helping you inch along to your goal. And that happens over a significant period of time. So let's say you end up part of Sol's course in his mentoring work, in his mentoring service, and you are spending time in there adjusting and honing your skills. Well, now you have a year of access to the Trade Along live sessions and the ability to work with Sol for that period of time, which is unheard of based on this kind of live, intensive environment where you can't hide. And what I would say you can't hide is that you're witnessing it. If Sol's levels are good, you're going to see that they're good. If Sol's levels are no good, you're going to see that they're no good. You're going to be able to assess based on a daily interaction, based on the levels, whether they have legs or not and whether they're worth it. The feedback that we get is that Sol levels are great, but we get that feedback from you. It's a very interesting thing. We don't sell what Sol has to offer. You buy what Sol has to offer because you've witnessed it. So we don't have to make exaggerated claims and all sorts of crazy stuff that people do out there to get people to get sucked in and buy stuff. You can witness it by being part of it. That's why we have people that are upgrading from the Trade Along live session, which they're subscribing to, into the concept of being mentored by Sol because they find it valuable to their trading and valuable to their P&L. I think that is an amazing testament to being live, being critiqued in a way based on being live, and being able to sustain it based on longevity, and Saul's been around for a while. 25 years plus of experience based on trading the market in the trading pits in Chicago up against what I consider, in my humble opinion, the best traders in the world is a big deal. Being able to talk to that individual on a one-on-one-ish basis is a big deal. To have them teach you and mentor you based on the art of trading is a huge deal. And it doesn't come around that often. And that's why we set this up, and we're very pleased with the response. I think you have to separate it out a little bit. You know, this opportunity is really for you because Saul's already trading. Saul is already executing his craft on a daily basis. And you have the opportunity to learn from him based on this opportunity. If you weren't here, he'd still be executing his craft. So we're sort of really lucky to be here. I feel the same way. So if you have the ability and the means to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, it's a no-brainer. And Saul is happy to have you on board. I would also say he doesn't take everybody because there are some situations that are untenable based on relationships, and that there are individuals that don't, how should I put this? It's too much of a strain to work with. And this is supposed to be good for individuals. And there are individuals that, not point at anybody in particular, okay? We tend to shed them early in the process that are jaded by other experiences, and they're hard to please, and we try to stay away from them because it's not good, for anybody. So, it isn't a shoe-in situation. There is a process that we go through, and we can pick up on it pretty quickly. How about this another matter entirely? But it's not just, this is relationship business. Somebody's going to spend their time, and Saul spends, a lot of his time helping traders, and we just want to make sure that it's all for the right reason and based on the right, let's move forward type attitude, which is good. So anyway, I'll be in the background if you need me. I am here to be able to help people get set up for what Saul is providing and what the service is. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. Because we call it Trade Along Live, the concept here is Trade Along Live based on an educational format only. We're not giving trading advice. We're not giving investment advice. This is purely an educational zone. That's why it is named Trade Along Live Trading Academy. And I think that's also important for individuals to know. And then every once in a while we get, people in here that are trying to make hay out of whatever they want to make hay out of, and we try to exit them as quickly as possible. So stick around, review the website so that you know what your expectations are on your end, and what the opportunity is on this end to be able to help you bridge the gap from where you are to where you'd like to be, and the goal of developing consistent profitability in your trading, which is not easy. And if anybody, including us, guarantees that you ever make money trading, run, because we don't do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be pinned to say we'll do that. And I think that that's also important for you to know, is that trading is an individual sport. And in this case, you're hiring an individual to help you be the best you can based on this sport. And I don't think you could pick a better one, but that's the reality of it all. So anyway, again, tradealongtradingacademy.com, tradealongtradingacademy.com. Pick your route. We'll be happy to have you and work to get you set up so that you can move things forward for yourself.